Hey, this is Dr. Darwin, and welcome to another episode of Ask Dr. Darwin on the New Dentist Podcast Show, where we talk about getting into dental school, getting into residency, and then life as a new dentist. Guys, be sure to continue to share this content. Only about 15% of the people that are watching these videos are subscribed. So we need some more of you to subscribe, all right? Also, comment down below and tell us more about things that you liked about these videos and the podcast so that we can continue to bring this content to you. All right. Also, this episode of Ask Dr. Darwin is being brought to you by getintodentalresidency.com. That's right. Look down below. Dentalresidency.com, the ultimate resource to help you navigate the process of getting some advanced dental education and also getting to board certification as a specialist. For more details, check the link down below, and we hope to see you in our upcoming training very soon. So today we have a special guest who's back after 3 years of finishing up dental school, and now he's at it again, is en route, and he's going to be talking a little bit more about his journey into oral surgery. Dr. Reed, welcome back. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. So give us a brief introduction. Tell us about yourself for those that maybe didn't watch the last episode a couple years ago, so we know a little bit more about you.
All right. So hello, everyone and future surgeons. I am Dr. Shereen Reed, a captain of the U.S. Army and current advanced education and general dentistry resident at Joint Base Lewis McChord in Tacoma, Washington. I'm a native Philadelphian, achieving my Bachelor's of Science in Natural Science at the University of Pittsburgh, Master's of Biomedical Sciences at Geisinger Commonwealth School of Medicine in 2018, Master's of Health Sciences at Meharry Medical College in 2020. I hold certificates in public health and health policy while achieving my Doctorate of Dental Surgery degree in 2024 at Meharry Medical College School of Dentistry. And I am delighted to be here today. Thank you.
You're welcome, man, and thank you for sharing your time. So we're going to jump right into it because people need the time not only to watch this video and watch it again and make sure that you're staying through all the way through to the end. So when Dr. Reed gives some tips and some strategies, you know what and how to apply those for your potential applications. So let's just get into it. Why oral surgery? Because as you know, and I know, and we know, there are other specialties besides oral surgery. But what about oral surgery for you made it stand out when you were like, yep, this is my pathway. This is what I got to do. I don't want to do general dentistry. I don't want to do pedo. I want to do oral surgery.
So for me, it came down to my exposure to all the different specialties in dentistry. I did have the opportunity before dental school to shadow some general dentists, orthodontists, endodontists, and eventually an oral surgeon. And from there, it was just the specialty that most interested me. And so during my journey to dentistry, during college, I often tinkered on the thought of pursuing traditional medicine, but dentistry and head and neck anatomy took precedence. But hey, oral maxillofacial surgery filled all of those check boxes. It's a highly disciplinary, interdisciplinary field where traditional medicine meets anesthesia, meets head and neck dentistry. So a field that encompasses a diverse range of procedures involving orthodontics via orthodontic, and then you got periodontics, you got ear, nose, and throat, maxillofacial trauma, plastic surgery, and restorative dentistry, all combined in one. And then secondly, there is a significant patient impact, which provides treatment that often yields quick results. And you do that by restoring function, you can alleviate pain, improve aesthetics, and the self-esteem of the patient. So that really drew me in. And lastly, I would say I was blessed to have great esteemed mentors who were pioneers in the field of oral maxillofacial surgery, such as Dr. Franklin Scott. He serves as one of the founders of NSOMS, the National Society of Oral Maxillofacial Surgery. Shadowed him before dental school and private practice. He served as a father figure, and I had the opportunity to see how he helped patients, which influenced me to pursue OMFS. Then you got retired Army oral surgeon, Dr. Perkins Davis. She serves as the program director and chair of Meharry Oral Maxillofacial Surgery program. She pushed me and kept it real with me, played a tough nurturing role, which helped me for the realities of the OMFS application process. She was the first board certified oral surgeon of African descent in the US Army. So she served as a great role model for me and a huge pioneer in the field of surgery. And lastly, General Bagby, this is the big one, who was the first Army dentist of African descent to be promoted to general. He always encouraged me and supported me along this journey. And he happens to be my fraternity brother too. Oh, 06 to the bros.
That's what's up. So we hear a lot of individuals related to your journey, right? People that mentored you, people that you visited, shadowed, people that you wanted to model, potentially model your career after, all of which are important aspects of being able to make that decision as to what specialty and why the specialty, and give you more insight so that when it's time to put your application together, you're ready to rock and roll. And let's talk about that next, application journey, because all those things that you mentioned and a lot more go into the application. So let's talk a little bit about how you prepared your application steps above and beyond you having mentors that are already oral surgeons, and some of the exposure. Talk a little bit more about that exposure and then what that translated for you as a dental student who has to start this application process, especially for oral surgery, pretty early, D1, D2 year, if not a little bit before that.
Yes. So what I'll say about that is you have your highly bright, they can pick up information quickly. They don't have any troubles, no hiccups in the road. You have those type of students. Then you have students who, your everyday students, they struggle along the process. If you are one of those students, you got to know yourself well. Then you need to start the application process early. And what we mean by start the application process early is you got to start to build your resume and put together the pieces so that you're not scrambling last minute, because that makes it very difficult. In saying that, I would say, firstly, I had to work hard to keep my GPA above a 3.5 during dental school. It was ups and downs, but essentially, I did well in many of my classes, the high credit courses. I just tried to remain on course, even though, you're going to have some bumps on the road that may discourage you. Don't be discouraged. Just do the best you can and try to learn from your mistakes. Secondly, I prepared for the CBSC since my D1 year and took it several times. You'll have some people who they say to take it during your D3 year and just focus on your grades D1 through D3. But my opinion on that is to expose yourself to UWorld, which is a question bank that is considered the gold standard for questions to prepare for an examination called the Comprehensive Basic Science exam, which is used to apply for oral surgery program. It's essentially the same thing as the step one exam. Took that several times, got to lay of the land with the type of questions that they ask, and just continued to prepare for that. And my score improved over several years and finally got it to a competitive point. Another point would be participated in several externships and developed relationships with program directors in a positive manner. So when I went to these externships, I reached out, I showed my interest. I really studied the program, what they had to offer, and just tried to make a great impression. A good resource for that to prepare for your externships is Oral and Maxillofacial Surgery Secrets. It's a book that you can find on Amazon. It not only teaches you different tips on different just metrics that they ask for with certain procedures, but it also has a component in there, a chapter that tells you about the etiquette of going on a oral surgery externship, when to really not talk as much. Say, for instance, during surgery, you don't want to ask too many questions. You save those questions for once the surgery is done. You don't want to say, "Hey, doc, why did you do this in the middle of the surgery?" And this, that, and the third, unless they ask you. So there's certain etiquettes that will help just make you look better in their eyes. And because it's a lot riding on every single piece, and all the pieces have to come together. And then I would say I have a lot of tips on this. You have to build your extracurriculars. Don't go too crazy like I did in dental school, but for instance, I was involved in the American Student Dental Association, and as the president at Meharry, I managed large-scale dental clinics such as Meharry Oral Health Day. And so I was also president of Oral Surgery Club, president of my chapter, shout out to Chi chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha, and showed that I could be a leader and handle multiple tasks simultaneously. So I had much research experience in undergrad at the University of Pittsburgh and working at Merck, top 5 pharmaceutical company. So for me, research wasn't really something that I wanted to focus on. I wanted to focus on leadership, which is a hallmark of military officership. So for many of you, you may want to focus on a little bit of research, but at the end of the day, if you talk to many programs, they really emphasize the CBSE and your GPA/class rank over everything else. And I can't really speak on the match pass process for the civilian side, but I can tell you some general information about what all programs look for, whether it be civilian or military.
And those are some good things to point out, and I appreciate you listing them out related to the application steps and things that are key for your process, because the first thing that you said is, which is the first thing that people have to do, is start early. Some people will know, some candidates, those that are listening and watching right now, you will know before first year that you want to do oral surgery. You may not know until second year. It's fine. But the thing that you've got to do immediately is, one of those tips about your application is that GPA. All of you start off first day of dental school with a 4.0. Your job, first semester into second semester, is to maintain that 4.0 GPA as best as possible. That's your job, oral surgery, because you don't know. So that would be one of the ways to start, huh?
You want to keep all your possibilities open in order to do that.
Right. That's right. That's right. So Doc, what's the best way for people to get in contact with you if they have some more questions?
All right. Well, thank you for having me. And the best way to get in contact with me, you can message me on LinkedIn, Shareem James Reed. I'm also on Instagram, The Mad Scientist, spelled THA.MAD.scientist. And then Twitter, Surgical With It 06. And, just feel free to, if you have any questions about the process, especially if those who are going the military route, I'll be able to, guide you into the right direction.
Well, we appreciate your direction that you've given us as far as your journey and how that has directed you to your successful match into oral surgery. We wish you continued success, and we say thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
From the Alpha to the Omega, we making sure that you all are listening, get this information. Please like, subscribe, and most importantly, go to the next video right now. All right. Love, peace, and smiles. Go to the next video.
All right, sir.